All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Let's get the 5 by 5s out of the way. For those that don't know what 5 by 5 means, loud and clear, because somebody's going to ask. Somebody's going to ask. Let's see. Let's switch this over. You think by now I would have everything squared away before, actually start a live stream, but nah. I was like, fuck it, why not? Always push it to the last possible minute. All right, Loretta, Patrice, Shea, Lisa, Adriana, thank you for the 5 by 5 Stormy, thank you for the 5 by 5 Janine, Ozark, Prepper, Jeremy, Finley the dog, Flown Grown, thank you for the 5 by 5 Carrie, Mr. Landfill, thank you for the 5 by 5 All right, appreciate it, guys. Let's see if I can catch up. JBS, Big Billy, thank you for the 5 by 5 Pat Murphy, thank you for the 1 million 3 by 3s 31 Saints, 1 second after, Safety Man, and Rated Forever, Josh, thank you for the 5 by 5 Water Tiger, Mad Cow, Steven, thank you for the 5 by 5 Patty, thank you for the 5 by 5 Stupid commercials. So many. There it is. All right, Jan, thank you for the 5 by 5 Indiana, Cat Girl, and Maverick, thank you for the 5 by 5 Pat Murphy, again, thank you for the 5 by 5 And Spotted Fawn, thank you for 5 by 5 All right, guys, so clearly we're going to be talking about. And Rick, what's going on, man? Thank you for helping out and joining me tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, the 5 by 5s are annoying to you. You can not watch this. I don't know what to tell you. For those that are new to this channel, I am the, how do you say it without sounding like an asshole? But I'm going to sound like an asshole. Do not give a fuck. If you don't like something about this channel, move the fuck on. I don't care. I stopped caring July 5th, 1977. That's when I stopped giving a fuck. The moment I fell out of vagina. So, anyway, guys, tonight, Patty, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So, tonight we're talking about, is this BS that we're seeing a lie? One side of me is saying absolutely. Another side of me is still reading up on this and remaining cautious because, like I said before, and I said this a while back, what I think they want to do is what I think they want to do is trick us, right? So that we don't believe the bullshit, and some real shit comes out, and we're like, yo, 82nd after he says he's July 5th, 1978. Very good, man. Um, and trick us in the sense that this could also be BS. This thing that's happening right now. And I think they want us to throw our hands up and go, we're not believing this bullshit again. Fuck it. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And then it turns into something real. And then we wind up getting sick and dying because that's exactly what they want. Right? It's I forgot the name of it. It's a tactic or a maneuver, if you will, where you fake your enemy out by telling them the truth after telling them so many lies. And then you get hammered with it, and then you wind up dying, right? So yes, JBS, it's definitely we definitely need to be careful and cautious. Listen, I'm not saying fold up into fucking origami and start crying and carrying on. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that we need to still be careful. Like I said, Shadow the Hedgehog, that's a good one. Like he says, question everything. Absolutely question everything, but we should still be cautious because, like the boy who cries wolf, what actually happened in the end? The wolf actually ate the sheep or whatever it was, right? And then the town didn't believe him. It's the reverse. They're going to continue to cry wolf until we go, nah, fuck that. This isn't real. This is bullshit. And then they got us. And again, we like a psychops, right? Then we get sick and then we pass away because we didn't believe their actual warning. Now with this, thank you, Mohawk Valley Prepper. With this, I'm not nervous about it. I'm just looking at it and going, fucking dudes. Reverse psychology. That's more like what it is, a rum runner. Thank you. He simplified it for me. It's reverse psychology. Um, and I think that's what it could be. Or listen, it could be something as simple as what it is in front of us. Some mysterious shit that's popping up that they don't even know what it is. And this has been around for about a month now, and they're still trying to figure this shit out. Oh, over a month. I'm sorry, it's been over a month now. And now, yes, we're talking about the Susan, right? So they're talking about walking pneumonia. It's white lung. I read multiple articles on what they think it is, and I'm like, you mean to tell me this thing is a month in the making, and no one knows what the hell it is? All right, I read one article saying walking pneumonia. I've read another article saying white lung. A bunch of articles are still saying it's mysterious. I'm like, whatever, man. Just give us your best shot. I'm still going to treat it as such until I see differently. Now, I do have a lot of information on what the world is saying this is tonight, because what's going on in Israel and Palestine is like, fuck that noise. Though, there's a lot of shit happening here now, as some of you guys saw, the tree lighting here in New York City. A bunch of Palestinian morons showed up, and there was 2,200 of them. I don't even know why they're still crying. Anyway, 2,200 of them showed up, and the cops were giving it to them. They were whipping their ass. I mean, they had two guys on the ground. One cop was just throwing. He was throwing like air punches, not air, like he was flying through the air and hammering dudes in the face. I was like, man, you could tell the anger in these cops who were throwing. They were captains and it looked like lieutenants throwing punches too. Like everybody had enough. So it's one thing, guys, to protest and you want to be pro-Palestine or pro-Israel. Stay in your fucking corner. Stay over there across the street, yell and scream, carry on, do what you got to do. But once you cross the street and you start throwing gates and pushing against the cops and shoving them and carrying on and all sort of bullshit, whatever. Kelly, so I noticed that earlier this year. I wouldn't say January, I would say more about March or April. I started seeing that pop up, and then there was nothing for the next 6-7 months, and then it popped up again in October. This mysterious pneumonia. They did have a problem early in the year. She said January. I caught it around March or April, and it was like one article for the month of either March or April, and then that was it. And then 6 months later, this popped up. So I do remember that. But still, back to the whole pro-Palestinian thing. This whole Hamas-Palestine thing, guys, is a ruse. It's all bullshit. And I'm more convinced now than I was 2 weeks ago. I was convinced that Israel let this happen. Absolutely. But more articles, or an article came out stating that Israel knew about this a year ago. A year ago, Israel knew. They had a heads up on their own a year ago. Wall Street Journal back in March or April of this year, or it was March of this year. Then the Egyptians giving them a heads up. So they had 3 warning signs, and they still allowed this to happen. So with that being said, now you have the Israelis being released, Israeli hostages being released. And each hostage that's being released looks like they were leaving a camp. They didn't look distressed. They didn't look stressed out at all. They were well fed, well hydrated. At least that's what it looked like. They walked out on their own. No one had to help carry them. They didn't look beaten, abused, malnourished. But then, what does Israel do today? They released an article saying 4 people that died under captivity of Hamas. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, no one's focusing on the fact that these people look really good coming out of the hostage situation. But then Hamas did something what that Hamas would do from both line sides, if you will. They go, oh, they're releasing our people, women and children, beat up, burned. And I'm like, wait a second. I didn't know, I'd never heard of Israel capturing women and children, and that was part of the trade. The whole trade was about soldiers, at least all the articles I read. But of course, Hamas turns around and goes, oh, they were beating our women and kids. I'm like, what the hell? So everybody's lying. Everybody's making up some shit. I wash my hands of that situation once again. Fuck them. Fuck both of them. I can care less what happens to Israel or Palestine. We have bigger concerns here in this country. We have way bigger concerns here in this country, and we're worried about what? Those fucks? Fuck them. You know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, guys, the leader of Hamas and Benjamin Netanyahu, they should fight it out in the ring. That's how it should really be. That's how wars should be fought. Should be fought in the ring with political leaders. That would make for a way more interesting fight. You would get pay-per-view out the wazoo because everybody around the world would want to watch that fight. You know, two old dudes slugging it out in the ring, whether it's MMA or boxing or just fucking bitch slapping each other in the ring like fucking women. Whatever it is, whatever it takes. That's what should be done. It should be fought by the world leaders. But those cowards don't want to do that. They want to send men, women on both sides into a war that they started. Anyway, that's my gripe with the whole situation. So, yes, tonight, guys, we will be talking about the mysterious pneumonia. I am on 1,000% sure this is going to get fucking deleted by the end of the night because they probably don't want me talking about this either. But whatever. Pay-per-view's the shit, man. Yeah, listen, there is no Palestine. Palestine's on the map, therefore there is a Palestine. I hate when people say shit like that. There is no Palestine. If it's on the fucking map, it's in the history books, it's in the books, it's a fucking country. Simple. I'm not going to start splitting hairs because of like the bullshit that we all believe in or don't believe in. Who gives a fuck? It's on a map, it's there. Yeah, sort of like a celebrity death match. Exactly. But with politicians. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Wolf Mule, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Appreciate the 5x5. Yeah, guys. So, anyway, looking at the propaganda from both sides is just... And everybody, every country, every nation is using propaganda in their favor. Or trying to use propaganda in their favor. Everybody's doing it. It's like, what the fuck, man? Nobody can be honest anymore. Nobody can be on a level because everybody goes back to the, well, they're doing it too. Who gives a fuck? Try to be honest. Try to own your fuck-ups. You know? Someone's asking, where is the apartment prepper? I'll reach out to her. I think I still have her email, but I'll reach out to her. Or Grace Johnston. Yeah, it should be Thunderdome. Have those two idiots go in fucking, you know, plaid leather uniform and fucking slug it out. Some shit, man. I don't care. I don't care what it is. But that's how it should be handled. And whoever loses takes whatever is at stake. I don't know what it is. Yeah, Tommy Gunn, the flu went on vacation for the last 3 years. No, actually now it's starting to make a comeback. Survivalist 101, are you an actor or just an asshole? I would say an asshole if you're talking to me. If you're talking to somebody else, I can't answer for them. But, yeah, the flu is starting to make a comeback now. I'm hearing about that more and more. It's just asinine, guys. Like, they said, you know what, guys? Release the respiratory distresses. All of them. Whatever it is. What is it? Mycoplasma, pneumonia, RSV, Mr. 19, the flu, what is it called? Adenovirus, right? That one too. Release it all. Fuck them. Someone said, Angryprepper, maybe a name change would be good for you. I don't know what that means. Speak English, Survivalist 101. Stop speaking gibberish. Wolf Mule. So yes, fake news is the new war front. I was just reading something the other day, and they were talking about combating information, and I'm like, here the fuck we go. I mean, it's just really, it's they want to stop it, and this is how we're gonna stop it. We need to get more control over the internet, which the United States is starting to do now. They're starting to regulate the internet as a whole, and if you speak about something they don't like, the government is reaching out to social media platforms to take your shit down. So there was something, I have to find out the full information on it, but if I'm not mistaken, our government, United States government, is going to pass a bill where they can tell officially companies to take down certain channels or whatever it is. But yeah, it's fucking. I heard that the other day, and the guy pulled up the bill that they're looking to pass. So that's not good, because if the United States government doesn't like whoever side they're on, if they're a Democrat or Republican, they don't like a Democratic channel, they want to take it down. If the Democrats don't like a Republican channel, they're going to take that down. All they're going to do is call up YouTube or whoever it is and take it down. Now, Rumble right now is in a fight for their life. Rumble is not taking part, nor do they want to take part. They've been requested to take down a bunch of videos on their platform, and they've told the government no, to go fuck themselves. So they're in a fight right now. Prepping channels are under target, seriously. I think so. I definitely listen. There are a lot of channels on the target. There are health channels that are under the gun right now. They are going after health channels because health channels are telling you how to fix yourself without going to the doctor. And it's simple shit, guys, like working out. So now working out is good for you. Obviously you live longer now. They said for every hour you work out, you live 3 years longer, some shit like that, or 3 days longer, whatever it is. Which I think is 3 days longer for every hour you work out. And I'm like, well, that's not true, because then I would live forever. But that's not the point. The point is, guys, is that they're going after channels, and if they don't like what those channels are representing, if your channel is about how to take homemade natural remedies to get rid of a cold or pneumonia or a cough, sneezing, allergies, whatever it is, they attack them. So there's that. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Sorry about that 19-minute rant. But let's go. So tonight on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about you've been replaced and don't even know it yet. There are two things that just happened within the last, I guess, couple of weeks that are raising eyebrows for a lot of people, and people like models are even in jeopardy. And we're going to talk about that later tonight on the Angry Truth channel. So, guys, a mysterious pneumonia case has emerged in upstate New York. 142 children have fallen ill with the disease since August. Now, keep this in mind. China's been pushing the narrative that their thing started in October. Our narrative right now, Barbara, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Our narrative right now, guys, is that, oh, these diseases started in August. If I'm not mistaken, Ohio started in August as well. They had a couple cases. They go, cases just popped up, but they started in August. How the fuck is that? How do you say case emerged upstate New York, but the disease has been around since August? Are you kidding me? Anyway, they're trying to get China out of the crosshairs on this one as well, which is bullshit. Because again, like I said, or I forgot who just said it, she said it's been around since January, and I read it back in March or April that they had that one article that popped up. So just keep in mind how they're moving the narrative around. The outbreak emerged the outbreak was upstate New York. That was 142 kids. There was another outbreak in Warren County, Ohio. And the average age of kids affected is around 8 years old. It's school age, obviously. And they're showing symptoms such as cough, fever, and fatigue. At least 3 pathogens have been detected in the outbreak, including Mycoplasma pneumoniae, Streptococcus pneumonia, and adenovirus. However, these bugs regularly circulate the United States, making it unclear why a sudden surge is appearing now. Everybody has said that. Every doctor that shows up on a video where I'm reporting this stuff, they're like, it's been around forever. We know that. We know this. Everybody's trying to figure out, why is there a sudden uptick? There wasn't an uptick last year in this country when we had face coverings off and restrictions were way relaxed. The Netherlands, Denmark to be exact, they had cases pop up. They got rid of their restrictions 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, rather. Sorry. And now they're seeing a sudden uptick. So it can't be kids not being exposed. Something else is going on. The fact that they can't find out what it is, it's not alarming. I just think it's weird. And I think China is trying to push the narrative. But yeah, it's definitely. Well, Marsgate, what I think it is, and this is just a theory, conspiracy theory, is that they, the pharmaceutical companies took $1 billion hit or billions of dollar hit over the last year and a half. They started seeing a downturn early this year, or rather last year, December, in their third quarter, if you will. They saw the downturn. The end of the third quarter, they saw the downturn in the money they were making from the arm tickets. January, they reported again that it was continuing, and they saw the pattern continuing through the rest of this year. So now, to get some money, to make some money back, they're going to push the pneumonia arm ticket, the RSV arm ticket that just got released, and of course, Mr. 19. Right? So to make money, they have to come up with a situation, if you will. And of course, in this situation, you got Mycoplasma pneumoniae, and then you got adenovirus. Now, there's nothing for adenovirus, and there's nothing for mycoplasma, but there is for RSV, and there is for just general pneumonia. Now, these two fall under pneumonia, but they are a different kind of pneumonia, and I don't know if the pneumonia arm ticket handles that. But nonetheless, guys, sounds like bullshit. Sounds like horrendous bullshit. And I think it's more to scare people, stress them out, get them sick, so that they go to the hospital and start begging the doctor for the tap in the arm. Please, doctor, and I'll do whatever it takes to get that. You're not talking electronics. So, guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. Helps out with the algorithm, helps out with all the bullshit. You know how that goes. Yada, yada, yada. So, the mysterious pneumonia in China is a mix of common respiratory germs, according to who? World Health Organization. That who. Not like who, guess who. But who? World Health Organization. Now, remember this, guys. World Health Organization is in the back pocket of the Chinese. Remember that. That is something that needs to be abundantly clear, because everything that happens in the next couple of weeks, who is going to cover up for China? Just keep that in mind. Last week, news stories and a posting on an infectious disease surveillance system raised fear that another novel respiratory pathogen with pandemic potential was mushrooming in the northern area of China, namely Beijing and Liaoning province. The report referenced undiagnosed pneumonia in cluster of children, hospitals that are overwhelmed, and parents who are questioning whether authorities were covering up the epidemic. But rather than a sequel of Mr. 19, the situation appears to be merely a side effect of it, according to independent experts and the World Health Organization. It's most likely that China is now experiencing a roaring comeback of a mix of common respiratory infections that were muted during the global health crisis. Many countries experienced the same surge in the past 2 years. Not anything like this, including the US. As with the other countries, the wave of infections in China is mostly affecting children who were less exposed to all sorts of pathogens amid health restrictions, leaving them more vulnerable to infections. Whatever. I call bullshit on that because Here in the United States, kids have had their mask off, had their face coverings off for about a year and a half or a year. With that being said, they've been exposed to all of those germs, flu, bacteria, and things like that. So again, these clusters don't make sense, and that reason doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, people are going to read this and believe it. So the global explosion of Mr. 19 transmission and the subsequent pandemic health measures severely disrupted common cycles of many infectious diseases worldwide, knocking seasonal respiratory infections like adenovirus and RSV off their annual cycle. Yeah, okay. In the US, from 2020 to 2021, flu season was virtually non existent, for instance, but the novel Mr. 19 abated and restrictions lifted, those pathogens vigorously returned. Again, there was a flu season last year. A lot of kids did get sick, and it was RSV. But why is the uptick in this? They're not answering the question. They're dancing around it. Again, something else to notice. And they're trying to displace China from this. China only lifted its restrict. And here's the other thing. Here's my other issue with it. We started seeing these clusters in China first, out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, we started seeing the same clusters around the world. Now, either it's actually happening and they're noticing it, or, like I said earlier, they are trying to scare the public to wear on their immune system so that they get sick and then have to take whatever bullshit the doctors offer. Because doctors are feeling the fucking crunch too, by the way. But like I said, guys, the majority of this shit is all BS. It's not to sit there and, again, guys, anything I read, it's not for us to be bitches and start crying and carrying on and, oh my God. Just look at this for what it is. Now, of course, there's another rumor going around. I didn't know about this until somebody was breaking my balls because they were like, you conspiracy theorist, you're such an asshole. And I was like, all right, what else is new? But then they said something interesting. They're like, you probably believe that when people get the arm ticket in the third year that they're all going to die. I'm like, that's a new one. I didn't fucking even hear about that one. I was like, I was ready to engage. Like, seriously? I never heard of that one. But I don't think that's going to happen. Nonetheless, I don't think it's not going to happen. I'm not worried about it, but I never knew that theory was circulating. I was like, no shit. He's like, you probably believe that because you're stupid. I'm like, well, never said I wasn't, but yeah, so a lot of shit's going around, and people are getting nervous. One of my kids' mothers, she's not fazed by this now. She's like, you fucking kidding me? I go, yeah. She goes, whatever. She goes, the kids get sick, we'll handle it. I was like, she wasn't saying that shit 2 years ago. She was a fucking nervous wreck. Meanwhile, I was being cavalier and didn't give a shit. Still am. Don't give a fuck. I get sick, I will not die. That's the bottom line, guys. No one, like with this, they're not saying any kids are passing away. But I do have a story that I'm going to read in about maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, probably about 20 minutes I'll get to it. But it's an interesting case of one kid and what happened to that one kid. So China, guys, is also stating, and this is something to note, they're also stating that because they lifted their restrictions, this is why this is happening again. As if to say, well, the restrictions are lifted, we're seeing this again, maybe we should start locking everything down. So, Cat Girl, yeah, so the turbo cancer thing is real. And, yeah, that's going to be that's the new thing that we're watching now. We're watching so many people fall ill to cancer. So that's going to be the new thing we see. So anyway, China only lifted its restricted zero Mr. 19 policy at the end of 2022. Thus, this is the first year that the country is heading into a respiratory transmission season without widespread restriction. So, what is the mysterious white lung pneumonia? Now, I read it wrong initially. I read it as white lung phenomenon. And I'm like, phenomenon? And I look again, I'm like, fucking pneumonia. It's like, do I need glasses or I'm just fucking dyslexic? Anyway, what is it? What is the mysterious white lung pneumonia affecting children in Ohio? So, children in the area of Ohio were being affected by a pediatric surge of cases of pneumonia, some experiencing mycoplasma pneumoniae, and the same illness that has been seen in the outbreak in Denmark and China. Warren County Health District in Ohio said in a statement on Wednesday, that they had an increase of pneumonia cases. 145 cases were seen in children from 3 to 14 since August. This is another one. So upstate New York had the same thing. Or matter of fact, no. Upstate New York didn't have the same thing. I apologize. There is cases in upstate New York, but not 145. I think it's like 36 or whatever, 46 or whatever it is. I do apologize for that. I read the number wrong. Anyway, in an initial news release on Tuesday, this past week, the health district confirmed that the spreading of the illness was deemed an outbreak due to the above average case volume. They said that the main type of pathogen detected so far were Streptococcus pneumonia and adenovirus and Mycoplasma pneumoniae, the latter currently spreading in China and Denmark. The average person affected by this is 8-year-olds. Case spans several Ohio school districts, yet the health district is currently unsure if there are any common patterns between the children. Probably putting their fucking fingers in their mouth. The district said that the illnesses are not unusual and report that no deaths have been recorded anywhere in the world. That's a good thing. Increase in reported pneumonia cases is not suspected of being a new or novel respiratory virus, but rather a large uptick in the typical pediatric pneumonia cases. The UK has also been hit by a surge of pneumonia cases after a mysterious outbreak plagues China and sweeps across the US and Europe. Now, sweeps across the US, that's a bit of a wording. It's not sweeping across anybody's fucking US. It's in Massachusetts, New York, and Ohio. Probably by the time I'm done with this live stream, it'll be in Tennessee somewhere. Anyway, as many as 49 kids in Wales have fallen ill with this. Now, listen to this bullshit. 49 kids in Wales have fallen ill with respiratory infections, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, from April to September. So, again, it happens in China. Then other countries start saying, yeah, you know what, we did see it back in, earlier this year. The fuck out of here. Meanwhile, China said that they saw it in October. There are articles that go back to early this year. So, again, this uptick. And the other thing is, I'm also looking at is, are other countries jumping in on it to feel, like part of this sickness? Like, all of a sudden now, we're seeing this pattern, and they all started early this year? Whatever. Sounds like bullshit. In addition, 12 cases have been reported in England during the same time frame, according to a study. So what they're doing is they're looking at old cases and going, oh shit, this was a respiratory case back in April. Oh, this was back in May. Oh, this is in June. And when you think about it, guys, 49 kids spanning from April to September, that's a drop in a bucket. So why would you even report that? Why would you even report the 12 cases out of the million kids in fucking England? Right? So, again, 49 kids in Wales. I think it's a scare tactic. That's all it is. But, yeah, anyway. Sorry, reading the comment section again. Where the fuck are we? While it's normal to see a rise in infection at this time of the year, Public Health Wales said this is the biggest surge of infections reported since 2020. It comes amid a return of lockdown measures in China, with mask and social distancing reintroduced in a chilling echo of the Mr. 19 outbreak. China is reinstituting the face coverings and social distancing just a matter of time before they start locking them and welding them in their apartments. Chinese officials have denied suggestion that the outbreak is new, while experts insisting existing bacterial infections and viruses are likely to blame. In recent days, a surge case of pneumonia has been recorded in countries including Denmark, the Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, Singapore, amid the fears it could spread to France, Germany, and the UK. India, Indonesia, Nepal, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam have also been affected. And to check any likely similar outbreaks in the U.S., it's Ohio and Mass. They left out New York because it's on Long Island, actually. Sorry, not upstate New York. Someone did say upstate New York, but it was confirmed on Long Island yesterday. And this article was written 2 days ago. So go figure. So here's the more scare tactic going on. 8-year-old boy woke up partially paralyzed, unable to speak after mysterious pneumonia attacked his brain. A child was left partially paralyzed and unable to speak because of pneumonia-like illness. It comes as an outbreak of respiratory bug is overwhelming hospitals in China and sweeping across Europe like it's, again, like the plague. These people are writing this shit like it's the plague. Anyway, the 8-year-old boy from China, go fucking figure, has been suffering from cough, high fever before being admitted to the hospital on November 1st, according to the People's Daily News, Chinese-run newspaper. Surprise. Tests revealed the boy from the eastern province of somebody's Chinese bowl of soup near Shanghai, had mycoplasma pneumonia, an infection which affects the lung and somehow infected his brain. As did more testing, they found the child was at high risk of blood clots, and his blood had high levels of a protein responsible for clotting. He's probably vaccinated. Go fucking figure. So let's see, where are we right now? Boy from Chinese bowl of soup, yada, yada, yada. Okay, 3 days after his diagnosis, a nurse noticed the boy had wet the bed while sleeping. When the child woke, he was unable to speak and was paralyzed right down the right side of his body. Sorry. An MRI scan found the boy was suffering from an ischemic attack, which is like a mini stroke. That's what an ischemic attack is. It's a TIA, rather. It's a life-threatening condition where the blood supply to the part of the brain is cut off. But again, it's not a full stroke. It's like a minor stroke, which is probably big for a kid. Anyway, no, an ischemic stroke. Did I get that backwards? Maybe I did. But anyway, the kid had a minor stroke. Doctors are treating the kid said the stroke was triggered by the mycoplasma pneumonia and high levels of protein in his blood. Although the case appears to be extremely rare and unusual, a French study found children who have mycoplasma pneumonia may be more likely to suffer from a stroke. And this is where you're going to start seeing this shit suddenly. I almost guarantee in the next week or a couple of days to a week, we're going to see more kids having brain injuries. Transient ischemic attack. Thank you, Mr. Jarrett. All right, TIA. Thank you for that. All right, so anyway, all this is saying is more bullshit's on the way. That's all. So look out for articles on kids suddenly having strokes. That's gonna be fun to what you call it, to see. But again, guys, it's all part of the nerve-wracking bullshit that they want to do. They want to implement this shit. Anne Marie, I'm not even looking at the chat, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying not to look at the chat because every time I look at the chat, this shit happens. That's why I'm not looking at the chat. Nobody can annoy me. I mean, even Pat Murphy and his bullshit. Stop cursing and like a million. That doesn't even annoy me. It is what it is. You guys help out with the views as well, so that's why it doesn't annoy me. It's just you guys. Serge Messi said date and time. What dates and what times? But anyway, all right. So GOP senator urged Biden to admin the Biden administration to restrict U.S.-China travel over new mysterious illness. Now, again, guys, I like how they keep calling this a mysterious illness. The CDC keeps calling it a mysterious illness. The WHO, World Health Organization, keeps calling it a mysterious illness, yet they keep blaming it on mycoplasma, adenovirus, RSV, and then the other bullshit that I read. But they keep saying mysterious. So do you know what it is or not? Like, again, it's always the scare tactics that they have going on. They're loving this shit. Give me a second. Huh. All right. I thought I refreshed something to see whether or not they were going to. Pat Murphy's not a dude. Someone's asking, is Pat Murphy a dude? And I thought Pat was a chick. Is Pat a chick? I don't fucking know what Pat is. This is not a Saturday Night Live skit anyway, but I don't know what Pat is. I just figured it was a dude. Pat Murphy? Patrick Murphy? I mean, like Patricia? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Jay No More. Yes. The arm ticket. Tracy K. I was told that a while ago, Tracy, that he's trying to like be real. I don't know. I don't want to go down that road. I want to go down. That's a rabbit hole. If I go down that, I'm not going to come back alive out of it. Yes, Star, I'm still in NYC. Right, it's Pat, right? So what the fuck is Pat? I don't know what Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy died yesterday after being attacked by a squirrel. Pat's a shim, scat Pat. Only list, yes. Storm weather. Only like us old people will remember that Pat, the Pat comment, let alone who Pat is or what Pat was. They did a fucking movie on Pat, for Christ's sake. I saw the movie and I don't know why I watched it. I felt stupider for watching the movie, the Pat movie, and I'm like, SNL was like, because they had such hit with the what was it called, the what you call night, the Disco Kids, the Disco Twins. They had a movie. And then Pat and the Coneheads, I'm like, yo, seriously? What was it called? Pat the movie? Or It's Pat the movie? Whatever the fuck. That was such a ridiculous movie. It was stupid. And I watched it. So I'm stupid for watching it. Yeah, right. It was the 90s, right? It's Pat. So dumb. I'm just dumber for watching it. It's like, holy shit, man. I felt like a retard after I watched that movie. Though the Coneheads was really entertaining. That was probably like their better movie. What the hell was it called? Something Nights. Those two idiots on Saturday Night Live. They were like Night at the Roxbury. That's what it is. Thank you, Ellen. Night at the Roxbury. That's what it was. That's still a funny movie even to this day. It's still a funny movie. Coneheads is still a good movie to this day. At least I think it's good. But the Pat movie. And then they had the other one, MacGruber, right? MacGruber, right? That was another movie they did. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like they were on a streak. They had two decent movies. The MacGruber was fun. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. And there was another one he did. I can't remember it. Yeah, I mean SNL hasn't been funny in years. Every now and again, those two guys, the black and white guys that do the news reporting shit. I think the black and white guy that does the news reporting, they definitely They hit it on the head sometimes with some of the shit they say. But other than that, they haven't been like generally funny in years. And always got some stupid celebrity on the show doing a stupid skit. Whatever. Fucking Saturday Night Live, dumb. All right, all right, all right. So let me finish this last article. We got about 15 minutes. But a group of Republican senators, led by U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, sent a letter Friday to President Joe Biden asking him and his administration to implement a ban on travel between the U.S. and China in light of the unknown respiratory illness that has recently been spreading throughout China. In light of an unknown respiratory illness spreading through the People's Republic of China, we call on you to immediately restrict travel between the United States and the PRC, People's Republic of China. The senator wrote, as you know, the Chinese are responsible for every disease that leaves their country and kills everyone on this planet. No, they didn't say that. I just added that in because I feel that's what China's doing, just trying to kill the world. Anyway, as you know, the Chinese Communist Party has a long history of lying about public health crisis. Facts. During the Mr. 19 pandemic, the CCP lied, and the lack of transparency robbed the United States of vital knowledge about the disease and where it came from. Obfuscation? Am I saying that right? Obfuscation. I sound like an idiot. Anyway, Obfuscation. Obfuscation. I don't know if that's right, but I'm not a fucking English major. Anyway, providing historical context for their request, the Republican senator pointed to former President Donald Trump's order to restrict travel from China into the United States in January 2020, which the senators claimed was able to protect U.S. citizens and reduce the spread. Many officials and commentators, including you, criticized this decision as being influenced by xenophobia, the senator wrote, but history and common sense shows his decision was the right one. Wow, Rubio standing up for Mr. Trump. Pretty good. Obfuscation. Is that, am I saying that right? Cover up. Okay. Obfuscate. I never heard of that word before. It's the first time I heard of it. When senators use big words like that, they do that to fucking stump people like me. Obfuscation. My brain started burning when I saw that fucking word. I was like, what does that mean? So I thought what it sounded like, and there it was. Can you use it in a sentence? The Chinese, I can't use it in a sentence. Okay, wait. The Chinese are always obfuscation of the truth? Does that make any sense? I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, a couple people had to look it up. I'd never heard of it. But now I have. And that word's going to haunt me for fucking ever now. I'm gonna see it like half a dozen times now. After, too obscure. Or lie. Okay, right. Obfuscation. You know what? Let's do this together. Why not? We're going to have an English lesson on the Angryprepper channel. Now, let's see if I can remember how to spell it. Oh, shit. It popped up right away. To act of obfuscating or obscuring, also to which obscurities and confusion. The act of darkening or bewildering, the act of being darkened. Huh. So obfuscation is the obscuring of the intended meaning of communications by making the message difficult to understand. That makes more sense now. Because that's what the Chinese do. They make it fucking hard. Obfuscation might be either unintentional or intentional, in case of Chinese intentional, and is accomplished with circumulate use of jargon and the use of argot of limited communication. This is fucking bullshit. So anyway, they used more words. I'm like, what the fuck is that? They said jargon and the use of argot of limited communicative value to outsiders. Obfuscation. To limited communicative value to outsiders. That's exactly what they do. The Russians do that. A lot of countries do that as well, actually. Huh. Whatever. My brain went into full meltdown mode. Holy shit, dude. I remember Fritz the Cat. Haven't heard of that one in a while. Word. Yeah, so apparently on Instagram I've started all kinds of wars with the last few shorts I did. People are going after each other on there. And I'm like, yo, I'm just like reporting shit, not making anything up. And for some reason, somebody goes, like I talked about the fentanyl device, right? That's a fentanyl uh, device that explodes, and fentanyl gets released into the atmosphere and kills people in the immediate area. And someone goes, that's not logical. That doesn't make sense. I'm like, you can't be that stupid. You can't be. Of course, it's logical. That's the next logical thing to do as a person who hates this country, to build something like that and release it in a small and close quarters. But yeah, apparently, guys, my chair. Which way? Right. Apparently, my chair has RSV and pneumonia, but pneumonia where the skin's falling off because it looks like shit. But I like this chair. Chair's still comfortable. I can still pass out in this chair. Op- Obfuscation sounds like circumcision. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, this and this chair is made in China, so it probably has RSV on it already. But whatever. If I get sick and my dick falls off, blame this chair. Airborne zombie makers. We'll see. All right, guys. So, what do we got tonight? We got a couple minutes left. So, yes, the Angry Truth is going to be on after this. It's probably going to be 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to try to stick to the 15 to 20 minutes this time. We'll see. Scarlett, thank you for bringing that up. So, that's the other thing, guys. When I talk about this stuff, this is not for us to be paranoid either, right? Though it's easy to be paranoid, it's easy to fall into uh, the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. Easy. But it's good to have this stuff in the back of your head and leave it there. Not to panic, not to start carrying on, not to look at shit and go, oh my God, this is really happening. No, just look at it. And in some cases, laugh at it. But we're not here to fucking start acting like bitches. Like, not at all. We're not going to do that here. In this channel, you take the information and you run with it. And not run with it. You take it and you put it in the back of your head. Sorry. And then you just remember it. So if something does happen or things get worse, you can always be like, I did hear this. I did hear this a couple months ago or a week ago, whatever it was. Because that's what I do a lot, man. I read so many different articles. I'm having a problem. That's why I got to write them down. Because I have a problem of blending them. And, blending information. And that's because I'm reading too much. And or I forget about information, like, entirely. Because I'm reading too much. And there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of shit that they don't want us to know, right? They got us worried about Puffy and who is it? Aaron, the fuck's that guy's name? That they raped a chick 30 years ago. Now that's popping up. I'm like, they're trying to get us to look at this while that's happening. I can care less what fucking Puffy did 30 years ago. I mean, I really can. I don't give a fuck. Firefly, Fawn. No, I did not. A drug making dogs live longer. No shit. Search Messi said bug out bags. What about bug out bags? And Mr. James, that's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is reading what's out there, and it forces me to dig deep because there are articles out there. For example, what Kathy Hochul did here in New York about wanting to have people quarantine and demanding people quarantine, forcing them to quarantine, and that happened, and no one really knew about it. There was barely any articles. At least there was no news coverage on it, but there were articles here and there. But when you dive deeper, you had articles saying, well, she doesn't want to really put you in a camp. She wants to put you in an interim facility. Well, an interim housing facility is a fucking camp. But the problem is, guys, they're trying to mix the information up so that you never fucking find out the truth, or don't know what to believe. Cod liver oil is good. Cod liver oil kept me and my brother from getting sick out the entire time we were growing up. Yes, it's definitely a distraction. It's definitely a magical trick. That's what they keep doing, man. They keep distracting us with the bullshit. And again, they keep trying. They're like, oh, Puffy did this. He, touched a little girl. And I'm like, nah, he touched a little girl. Like, he didn't touch a little girl. I'm just saying, like, they make shit up, guys, so that they distract us. Who gives a fuck about Puffy? Like, seriously. Oh, Verona tragedy. I like that comment. I know that she just got put on timeout, but I like that comment. I am a fictional character, often used as a concept or archetype to describe someone who is intensely focused on preparing for potential disasters or societal collapse. Yes, Verona, you nailed it. You got it. Yes, that's why cod liver oil is flown grown is good. It's I don't know what it's made of now, but that's good. And oregano oil is really good too. But you definitely got to cut the oregano oil. Can't take that straight unless you want it to fucking burn down your throat. You definitely got to cut it. And they also said you could rub it on your foot, your toes, like your big toes, some shit like that. Whatever. Freedom for all. The Willy Wonka movie's stupid. We didn't need another Willy Wonka. Nobody needed another Willy Wonka. Fuck Willy Wonka. He's a chocolate guy. Why the fuck do we need another movie on him? Why do we need a movie on how Willy Wonka started? Who fucking cares? The fucking asshole with a top hat running around sprinkling chocolate over kids. And they made a fucking movie about this. And then to boot, try to push the movie as it's going to be this great thing. It looks like shit. I like the kid, the acting kid, the kid that's playing him. He's a decent actor, but seriously, another Willy Wonka movie? Who the fuck cares if that asshole is fucking stupid? I'd rather watch Mall Cop 3 than watch a fucking other Willy Wonka movie. It's the stupidest thing in the world. But yeah, dumb, stupid. Fucking hey, we got a new Willy, and then the advertising for Willy Wonka, the Pancake House, IHOP, they have a Willy Wonka meal menu, and who the fuck wants to eat purple pancakes? Seriously, why am I? What? Hey, guys, you want to go to IHOP? Let's have the Willy Wonka menu, and let's have purple fucking pancakes. So when I go take a shit, it's purple. Stupid, so stupid. It's the stupidest fucking gimmick I've ever seen. These people are running out of originality, so they're redoing these movies. Like, for example, some of you might get a kick out of this one that's coming out. Some of you might get a kick out of, remember the Mad Max with Tom Hardy? That was pretty good. They were supposed to do a sequel or a spin-off of Furiosa. And the Furiosa, who was played by Charlize Theron, they were supposed to do an early version with Charlize Theron. But that bitch is too old. So they went with another actress, and that movie looks pretty good. That's pretty original. And that's when she's with, what's his name, Joe. So that's not bad. But as far as originality goes, they keep doing the same fucking movies over and over again. Like, enough already. Give us something new. Give us Thundercats. Fury Road, right? Mad Max Fury Road. Furiosa has a movie called Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. That's what it's called. Yo, why not fucking give us Thundercats, Silverhawk, Sky Commander, Voltron? Those would be good fucking movies to watch. Especially those of us who are in the age now that we would appreciate a movie like that. And Voltron and or Thundercats live action would be sick. Sick. It would be fucking the best thing to watch. Patty S. I didn't like Mad Max. You know what, Patty? I didn't like the Mad Max Fury Road when I first watched it. I watched it again. I'm like, yo, this movie's pretty fucking good. It was a really good movie. The action, the whole 9 yards. He-Man. Yes, Adriana. Another He-Man and not the Dolph Lundgren He-Man, which is Masters of the Universe. That movie sucked. Holy shit. That was a bad movie. Or redo a couple movies. I Come in Peace. They could redo that. That should be sick. With today's technology, that would be a nice fucking movie to watch. But anyway. Rebel Zoe. So they're supposedly doing a remake of Warriors. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck they're going to do it. So from what I read, or I think my brother told me, they're redoing a movie and they might be redoing it in the same time period. Just, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. And then the other rumor I heard that they were doing it in today's time with the current gangs that are around. So there is that. Anyway, guys, we hit the 202. We're going to head over to the Angry Truth channel in about 3 minutes. So I will see some of you guys over there. The rest of you guys I will see next week. I'm not sure if it's going to be Monday or Tuesday yet. Monday night, I'll probably see you guys Monday night. If not, I will see you guys Wednesday night because I am working Tuesday night. So, guys, other than that, I'll see some of you guys over the Angry Truth channel. If not, I'll see the rest of you guys next week. Thank you. Appreciate it. And stay away from the purple pancakes. Thank you.